and I am here with these two crazy people right here. The first one on my left or my right over here, this is Khaled. He has been nominated as our next person behind the passion, and he was nominated by the other crazy person next to him. That is Zuzana Marsova. You may have seen her
Right.
in the network, going live, doing fun things, interviewing people. I want to say hello to everybody and hello to you, Khaled, and to Susanna. How are you guys doing?
I'm great. Always high vibe. I'll bet Khaled can talk about that, to be always positive. He's expert.
That's great. So this show is called Person Behind the Passion, okay? And this is an interview because Khaled was nominated as our next person behind the passion. He has a passion for optimism, for patience, and kindness. Okay, now this is like one of those things.
That's a power combo.
That's totally powerful. So it's kind of like you have to be an enlightened being to get to the place of having patience and having optimism. And this is like, so you're becoming are going to become like a guru, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll write a book sometime.
Oh, that's great. So, Khaled, you are in what country right now?
Egypt.
You're in Egypt. So you're in Cairo, Egypt?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And Zuzana, you are?
Currently in Slovakia, but my heart is, I think, still in Egypt.
You and me both. I love Egypt and I hate Egypt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like when you say, I'm never going to go there again, and then you find out that the love for Egypt is unconditional, that there is something pulling you always back,
Yeah, I know.
I'm assuming traffic, yeah?
Yeah, the traffic on the ring road.
Yeah.
I can't make a decision. I always go back because it's either the food or the friends and the fun. But it's tough.
Egypt is fun. It's very free. Maybe that's why it looks like there is lots of like restrictions, but in the same time, it's kind of like anarchy,
Yeah. I was there during the revolution, so that's a long story. Wow. But anyway, we're here to let Khaled to tell his story about how he became passionate about these, optimism, patience, and kindness. That is a very tall order. I know that is a very big goal. And it takes a lot of work inside to reach that place. And I think that in my opinion, will you ever get to the level of like, okay, I'm patient or I'm optimist. I'm an optimist, like 100%. It's a challenge, right? Isn't it?
It is, yeah, because people do it all the time. And like people tell me like, aren't you sad? Aren't you mad? And like I get these stuff a lot, so it's actually like they always want to see me smile. Like they're waiting for the times that I'm not smiling, and you say, "Why are you sad? Why are you not smiling?" So I think that's the hardest part. And like if I'm waiting in a line, I don't say, "Come on" or "Let's move." Just patient, just chilling out. Just like having a look at the room and like the other people like saying move, let's go. So that's the hardest part.
And that's a great thing to work on. I'm gonna shut up because I want Zuzana to take over.
No, go ahead please, and I'll take it from there if you have any questions. So
No, from my experience, so like patience, this is a big thing to work on because there's always right there in front, right there. It's always like, and I've read a lot of books, and there's a lot of holy people that talk about these kinds of things, that we get to a place where it's like nothing bothers you and you can just be in nirvana and whatever happens, it's cool. Like whatever. and it's real.
Yes.
For me, I'm a newbie when it comes to patience, right? So like you mentioned the traffic, I'd be like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that.
Wow. Egypt is really a huge test for all these traits that you mentioned you have passion for, because I can I can tell I used to be a very like a patient person who it's like if someone has a problem, he has a problem. It's okay, like it cannot touch me. But then in a certain stage of self work and the stages of your evolution, it always the tests will come. But Egypt is perfect for these tests because there's a lot of hustle and all that things. And many times I found myself out of like bursting out on people because it was like, okay, you're calm, then another person, and then the cup is full. I'm like, why? And then I realized like, wow, these are the real tests, not to sit in asana or anything in empty room and zen garden, but to really practice it in these kind of places. That's the real yoga, or any practice that you have these crazy conditions and you practice over and over again and get back to yourself until you are not slowly getting to the state that Dominic mentioned. And it's really not easy. Yeah, but when it comes and slowly, it's beautiful when you realize that external circumstances cannot longer touch you that much. So Khaled, what do you do? Because it's normal, I think sometimes it happens, people or circumstances piss us off, but I think it's important to just let it go and then get back to the high vibrational state again. But how do you do that? Because I'm sure you are not the person who suppress emotions, but you're just able to flow with it. What do you do when something like that happens, when you get low? We all do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, of course, we all know, like, because life's full of ups and downs. But if you deal with a lot of down and you know how to deal with them, like, I think you see it as an always up. Like in the middle of crisis, you will always see it as up. I have exercises that I do. First, any problem that ever occur, like if I made an accident with the car or like my leg is injured, I smile, because smile gives you actually power and calms you down, and it makes you think like a lot of things, that your mind is clear, so like you'll have more time to think, and you'll actually come up with solution. And I remember like I had bad days before, and like I did manage to overcome before I was this optimism person. So that's an exercise. But the problem is like, why are you smiling? Why are you just injured your leg? You just hit your car. But smile is a powerful tool that like will help you calm. And like I have this feedback from people. Like I did manage to change their lives since 2017. I wrote them down on a piece of paper. So like whenever I'm sad or pissed, I just look at, and like that's one way to always see like it's hard. It was hard at first, and getting comments from people, like some people don't comment. Like I can go with 3 months without people saying anything. So smile is a powerful tool that I always manage to do. Uh, there was a problem in the bank. Um, a customer was taking forever, and customer missed his turn. Like we are in number 50, and like there is a 45 customer, and like they missed the turn, so we took him in, and then like there was like there's a check, like the company itself takes a loan from the bank. So like we have to send this mail, and they reply within an hour and a half. And there was an impatient lady. uh, she said that you keep taking people that you want, you have turns. So we showed her the mail, and she used to go to another branch. The manager told her, "Why didn't you go?" She said because she was in the area itself. And I told her, like with a smile on my face, We have 5 branches downtown. You can go walking. She stopped all this and she said, "Why are you smiling?" He's smiling. I want to talk to the branch manager. Like, I didn't do anything. I just smiled. Like, I didn't talk loud. I didn't talk angrily. I just smiled. I don't know, she was pissed. From that day, they actually, like, any problem, you'll smile with the customer, and then they'll just be more angry. And they called me like the person with the nuclear smile. So um, it's it annoys people, but when it annoys people, you're like more calm. Like, they get angry, so like you'll be able to respond to their emotion. Like, you become a sponge. So like any negative feelings or any bad ideas, you just like absorb it and like renew it like with positive energy. And another way, like, if people told you like you are lazy, you never defense. Go offense straight away. Like, okay, I'm lazy, but I did manage to do the task on time. I did manage to achieve more target. So yeah, maybe I'm lazy, but I'm more productive. Never say like, "Oh, I'm not lazy." Then they respond like they respond to you back again. So it will become a debate that never ends. So always like look for positive affirmation. Like, don't say I will not fail, but say I will succeed, because the unconscious mind doesn't reply to like negative affirmation. Like, if I told you don't
Yes.
think elephant riding a monkey, you will definitely think of an elephant riding a monkey. So like negative affirmations doesn't work, and I know you can see that image now. So like positive affirmation is everything, and like optimism, patience, and kindness. I have it like on the Facebook cover, on Instagram, on the laptop, on the mobile,
Right.
on WhatsApp, on the keychains. So like everywhere I go, like it reminds me like, okay, you got these skills, you just go with the flow, and life would be easier. Because optimism, if I choose to be pessimist for just one day or like 1 hour, it's over before it even starts. Like, negativity can win game, win halftime, but positivity or optimism wins the championship itself. So yeah, maybe I'm injured, but okay, I'm injured, but this happened for a reason. Um, when I was in college, I didn't study for the midterms because I was busy with the projects. Because projects like had 40% of the grade, and I got bad grades in the midterms. And I told my father, I will get good grades, but don't tell me when to study and how to study.
True.
Yeah, but I went to the hospital on Thursday, and the exam started on Saturday. And like, because I was in the third year, my exam was like 2 weeks after the start. So like on Friday, I told my father I want to go out of the hospital like on Monday, because I have a revision on Wednesday, because like I have an exam on Thursday, and I told you I will get good grades. He told me like, don't worry, if you got bad grades, I understand and I will not take that against you. But in myself, or in my words, like, you did say that no matter what, you will have good grades. And I have this vision in front of me, like, I wrote it on the paper, I visualized it, I imagined even my grades. And after like,
Visualization. Yeah, that's a powerful thing.
yes, exactly. And like, after like I got the grades, I got 4A and 1A minus. So he told me like, okay, every final will get lost, so you can get good grades. So that I learned the 3 lessons. Is first, God did this so like you can know yourself and overcome your facts. if you have like a clear vision and know where you're heading, and you imagine it already happening, then you're there already. Nothing can stop you unless you die. That's the only thing. um,
Rule number one from Khaled.
That's right. Nothing can stop you unless you die.
But even I would add to that even after your death, you the energy that you brought somewhere to the world, to the people, it carries on. It's like a legacy, so it's always alive. Even after your physical death, I would think.
yes, and that's the powerful tool of optimism. Like people might say what you do or what you say, but we'll never forget how you made them feel. Like,
True.
and I can tell you something that changed your life, and we won't talk like for 5 years or 7 years, but you still remember the fact itself. And that's actually a quote by Oprah, I think, or Maya Angelou. I can't remember.
It's Maya
Maya?
Angelou. Yeah.
Yes, Maya Angelou. Yeah. So like, how you react to what lies or what situation is, then you'll win. Like optimism is not a tool; it's a lifestyle. And actually, it's quite easy for me. And optimism and patience. I mean, like optimism and positivity has different meanings. And I choose the word optimism because optimism like relies on your actions and your future. Like positivity is like in the current moment or in the current situation. Like how you choose to react at this current moment is positivity. But optimism is like a tool with actions, then it's definitely will lead to success. Success depends here like on success in your life. Doesn't have to be like you'll be successful, you'll be like the next Bill Gates or anything, but just a tool to keep you going. So that's the beauty of optimism actually, and patience. Like, yeah, it's
No, I was going to say, how did this all
What would
start?
you advise to people who have problem with patience? Because that used to be my issue for a long time, that I had this potential and activities and things, but sometimes, which is totally normal, that during the journey you need to be consistent and there would be bumpy roads and you would get tested and you need to sustain. And I would sometimes have problems to sustain, like my patience would run out. So what would you advise for people who have problems with patience?
like you have to know like in life that nothing goes on like quite easy. You
Sure.
will face challenges, and that's actually the beauty of life, because if you don't learn from this mistake now, life will keep repeating the same mistakes. So like
True.
until you learn from it. But actually, most people like get stuck in this point because if your stomach hurts, go to a doctor. Don't go to the architect. And that's the problem with patients. It's like, okay, so I have a meeting at 5, for example. Okay, so like it's 4 p.m. Okay, I'm not going to be late. 4:15, I started like getting the shirt and everything. The shirt I wanted was in the washing machine, and then you end up being late. So like they actually like don't understand the meaning of or the value of time itself until they become late, and then they blame it on traffic or blame it on the weather. But like if you have like the plan stays from ahead, like get your shirt ready like on 3 p.m. Like iron your shirt, iron your pants. When you know like have like a clear vision on what you want, and like you respect the value of time, uh, you will end up having patience if anything came out of control, like an earthquake or like a natural disaster, and you end up being late. That's okay because you did your part and you already acknowledge that it's not your fault, and like people are aware of it. Like you came late and you told them there was an earthquake. You said they didn't hear anything or didn't know anything. But if you blame it on traffic, like everyday excuse, it's quite like unbelievable to sort this out. So like instead of saying sorry I'm late, you can say thank you for waiting for me. That's actually better. Like the way you react or the words itself will show exactly how you can deal with patience. It won't come in like a day and night. It takes years. I took like since 2017 until now to practice patience. It was hard. It was very hard. Um, I used to get angry a lot in traffic, especially. So like it's not easy. It wasn't easy, but the steps, like when you understand the value of time, you'll actually have. Yeah, you should be 15 minutes early. If you are on time, you are late. Like if you have a meeting at 5 and you came 5, then you're definitely late. Uh, you should have that in mind because like there might be a traffic or like the road's getting fixed. So like assume that you're always going to be late, and you'll have time to like adapt to everything. So patience is like it's not like waiting in line patiently until your turn is now. Patience is how we deal with things when you are late. If you are going to be late, so like people mistake patience because if their stomach hurts, they go to an architect, not a doctor. Like they don't deal with the problem itself. They blame it on other factors. So like step one, you shouldn't blame it on anything. Just blame yourself.
True.
And if you accept your flaws,
Responsibility.
if you accept your flaws, exactly. And like the movie that I love, which is 8 Mile by Eminem, the last scene, he talked about his flaws or he rapped about his flaws, and the other rapper couldn't say anything, so he won the battle. Like, okay, I'm lazy, but I can do this and this and this. What are your capabilities? Like, Steve Harvey was going to a meeting, and his daughter spilled coffee on his shirt. The way he reacted was, oh, he shouted to his daughter, and he ended up being late. Uh, when they asked him why we're late, because I chose to act wrong. If I did change the shirt and I said to her daughter, "It's okay, it's not your fault," then he won't end up being late. So the way you react will determine the level of positivity and patience. Patience uh, in Arabic, like
Stop.
in our religion,
Stop.
yes, and
I know.
it's in our it's in our Quran, like millions of like million of verses. So it's not easy, but it's essential. So like never blame anything, just blame yourself. Accept your capabilities. Like you don't have to be patient, but you have to be patient with others. Like you can't you if you're not patient with yourself and you're patient with others, you win actually. Like in the bank, if we have like a lot of crowd and a lot of people like they want to go to turns before their turn, uh, you never say be patient or just wait in the line. Uh, you have two ways: either like not respond to them and they'll be more pissed, and I have to do that, or you can say I'm working as fast as I can. Uh, so like you can finish early, or you can leave early. Like I'm not gonna leave until all customers are finished. If you respond, just wait, be patient. You will get next up, and they will have more attitude towards you. Like they might leave the bank or might go to another bank, so you might end up lose a lot of customers.
Yeah. So okay, so you're working at the bank or at a bank, right? You grew up in Cairo. Tell us about your childhood. I mean, were you? Have you ever visited the pyramids?
Yes, I did like 3 times. Uh, five, four, no, four. Once when I was in school, like we had like a field trip in the pyramids, and you must go because they were learning about the structure of the buildings and how they did it and the historical benefits. And once was the squash tournament. They do it every year in the pyramids. So like it's to encourage tourism. And another one was the paddle tennis. They bought the top 8 players and they did an exhibition match. So like to let the world know more about paddle tennis. So like I don't go like every week because it's too hot. And but the ability to deal with people and talking to a lot of people like will assume who you're going to be. Like tell me who you spend your day with, and I'll tell you more about yourself.
Sure.
So if you want to have more patience, find someone that is patient and watch their efforts, watch the way they react. You'll find that they act similar to each other. That's why it's a powerful tool. And once you have patience, you're unstoppable. Like uh, if you got, uh, I don't want it easy. I just want it possible. And watch me fly. And in order to fly, you must first love yourself. Like that's the word fly itself. Uh, so the way you act tells a lot of who you are. And like if I acted wrong when I was in the hospital, I would end up getting bad grades. Because like I promised my friends that I will study with them, and the doctor told me not to eat anything except yogurt and jelly and tea. I couldn't eat anything else, and that was a problem because I was diabetic. So like in order to go out in a cafe, you can't eat like a soup or you can't eat anything else, or even salad. So you end up having tea with 7 spoons of sugar. Uh, if I chose to react different, like I can't study with you today because of what happened to me in the hospital, they might be sad, but that's okay because you shouldn't please everybody else. But like I'm type of person, if you want my help and I offered you to help, I'm 100% in. Like if that solution didn't work, we'll go to plan B, plan C, plan D until everything is fine. And that's why I took a course, neuro linguistic programming, which is NLP.
Very nice. That's a good
Uh,
thing.
yes, neuro is like how like your conscious and
Tell us
unconscious
more
mind work.
about that. What is it then NLP? Because it's a powerful technique. It helped me as well to reprogram my thoughts, certain patterns.
So like neuro is the linguistic. I mean, is the unconscious and the conscious mind, how it works and how you deal with it, and how you can have something that happens to you like when you're 7 years old and still affects you when you're 25 years old and you don't know it.
Yep.
Linguistic is how you deal with your words, how you deal with your language. So like I can say to you 4 things. See the beauty of the sea, let's have a swim. Or can you hear the waves crashing into each other, let's have a swim. Can you see the colors and the purity of the water, let's have a swim. So each person like interprets it in their own way because there are 4 types of people. There's the kinesthetic, which is someone who's like very sensitive. They can be the type of person that tells you, I think they will break up. I think they will get married. So like they have a sense of emotions and they like the to have like actual present itself. Like you can write them a letter. You can give them like a mug or a cup. That will make their day. Then there's the visual person. I'm a visual person. Uh, that's who like he may talk fast because he have a lot of images and a lot of things he want to share. Um, so yeah, I think you are a visual person. Yeah, and they have like imagination. Like they can see um, a picture. They can say a lot of the information about that picture when it's just a picture. In the stage, if they're singing or anything, they're jumping, interacting with the crowd, like going back and forth, body language, uh, and the auditory is the person who like loves to hear a lot. Like you can see, like some people might say that they passed the exam because they listened to what the doctor said or remembered what the doctor said. And the last one is the auditory digital, which is AD, and that's the newest type. It's the combination between both, between all of them, but and these are the most difficult people to deal with. They tend to like analyze things and compare a lot of things. If they want to buy a car, they go to this shop and decide should I like have a blue or green. They always compare. They always analytical. So that's the hardest type. And like if you are married and the male is visual and the girl is kinesthetic, if the girl is kinesthetic is powerful than the male itself, then the guy can turn into kinesthetic. So that's actually I love this sport because before this course I didn't know how to deal with my father because he was auditory digital, and when I was speaking with my language, with the like visual language. So like he didn't understand me a lot. When I changed, like I told him exactly what he wanted to hear, he started understanding, accepting, didn't think I'm crazy. So that's why like the C example, uh, it differs. Like you can have like 5 people sitting in the table, 2 will understand it and 3 will not. And that's one of the most amazing thing about this course is because the way you talk and the way you interact and how you say it will let people understand.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, do you think you're a visual or auditory, Dominic?
For me, I think I'm more of the digital, definitely. And
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, like, it gives you a certain scheme how to deal with types of people, right? So you will understand better, like, okay, this person is like this, so you will more easily know how to approach them according to how their neurons are wired, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And what did it help you improve?
And what
Sorry, what
about
did it help you improve this course? Like, what was the best part of you for you that you saw huge progress in?
so like we did like this exercise where like if you have like a phobia or a fear of anything, we can help you like deal with that,
How?
either decrease it or remove it. And there's like a technique you can do it. Once you know this technique, you can do it for yourself. But if you did it wrong to yourself, you might increasing the fear, like the phobia of cats, for example. It's a simple exercise. Like you imagine yourself somewhere, like you imagine yourself in the cinema watching the movie, or the first time you got this fear. Then you will. What I'll say won't make sense, but that's how exercise works. Like first, you're in the cinema alone, watching the movie. Then you press play, you watch it. Then you're in the projector room watching yourself watching the movie. Then you're like outside watching yourself watching yourself in the projector room watching the movie. Then you play it, if like the movie was colors, you play it in black and
Black
white.
and white. Yeah, I know
Then
this.
and if there's any sound or anything, just have it muted. So that's one way. First thing is like we understand the conscious and the unconscious. We understand the four types of people and the phobia technique, and also that like, if there's a habit that you want to stop, like playing with your hair, biting your nails, there's a technique to do it. But it takes a lot of steps, and it can take more than one day.
Of course.
And like if you have a habit, if you have like you want to stop smoking, or like a powerful habit that you're addicted to, we do that. And of course, if you have a problem and you don't know what the source of the problem, what cause of the problem itself, will help you first figure out what's your problem. Then you'll find the solution.
Yeah.
Um, it's a course for like a life coaching guide. Like you can become a certified life coach from it. But then there's the master NLP, which I didn't take yet. That will tells you more, like more depth. So that's one way to put like how we deal with people. And once you know yourself and like how you want people to see you, will determine your actions. Like okay, like I'm known about the optimism guy, the hopeful. Like if people want any advice or they are sad, they talk to me straight away. I sometimes get calls from numbers I don't know because like my number is like on Facebook and like everything is like public. Like I don't have anything private, so like people will listen and share. And if I did something to you, you can tell your friends and they can talk to me. That's how it's all sorted. And this is how I joined the group because of you. If I didn't meet you, I won't be in this group. So every person that you meet will teach you something. If it's something good or bad, that's up to you how you respond to it.
Yes, it's all
So,
about
like,
not what happens to you, but how you respond to that thing. That's what happened to you. That's what determines your action, your
yes.
emotions.
Mhm.
So like you can do like yoga helps, meditation helps. Talking to like a person who like gives you like energy. It doesn't have to be like you get the sense of a strong vibe. So like he's not guiding you, but just talking to him makes you like relax and more calm. So the way like your friends, the five closest friends to you, you'll become the sixth. So if you're like sitting with um, five people reading books, you will eventually read the book. And that's how it is. Like choose people who like you want to. If you want to be like as I mentioned, if you want to be more optimism, don't go to a pessimist person and teach me optimism. And that's where people mistake life. Like if their stomach hurts, they go to the architect instead of going to a doctor. So they'll end up blaming life and blaming themselves.
You know, there's a saying. I can't remember if it's Spanish or Italian. It's exactly what you're saying. So you hang out with your friends that they're a certain way. You end up being the same way, right? This is an old saying. It goes like this: if you step in shit, shit will stick to you.
That's exactly. So
This is the
like,
modern version. This is
and I
not the
see,
holy version.
yeah, but I get a lot of what's saying because it's like based on books and based on examples like from Warren Buffett, from Bill Gates. Every successful people will tell you that somehow similar to like the five closest to you. And I see kindness is the ultimate strength, and is never a weakness. People mistake being kind by being weak, and I see that kindness is the ultimate strength, and ultimate is like kindness is a powerful tool that if you have it, then you're unstoppable. Okay. Like if you're kind and like you're a giver and you don't care about receiving and you care about making an impact, that that's actually how you're good at it. But never, um, I don't know it in English, but never um, do something for person that takes something from you. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Like if you're don't be late because you're helping a friend doing an exercise, for example. So like never give up something you want to please another person, and that is not kindness. Actually, that is selfish.
That's a different thing, yes. Because people often don't understand it, that they take pleasing and not having healthy boundaries, that's kindness, but that's a different thing. You can still have your own boundaries and be kind to people, right?
And that's why people mistake kindness for a weakness because they do that. Then they tell that you're not kind, you're selfish, you're thinking about yourself. When you should actually be thinking of yourself, like if that makes you happy, then do it.
Mhm.
It's that simple. If it's not, then change something about it. So like kindness is always ultimate strength, and with kindness and optimism and patience, uh, if you like 100% have these skills, you'll get away with anything. Like you'll get away with any problem, any issue. So like smiling a lot and how you interact with people or how you act with people determines what the person you become.
I would like to add something to smile because that stick into my mind so we can understand it more. Than it's not just an abstract thing that you smile and it's good, but there is a really Taoist, ancient Taoist practice that monks used to do for healing themselves and for healing their organs. It's called inner smile, and you basically it's like you're smiling to all your body and to all people that even hurt you and so on, and you transform the negative emotions and the rage, anger to basically to forgiveness and to light and positivity. And they say like if there is if there is a good state or happy state or joyful state that can cause you smile, it can go vice versa, right? So if you smile and laugh, then it also can create this state. So it's like reversed, and it's really true. And I was like, there were exercises where you feel, for example, when you feel triggered, when you feel angry, you're supposed to do that you close your eyes, take a pause or break, and do certain exercise for breathing, and then you start to smile or laugh. You can even force it a little bit for a while. Even in many cultures used to do it. Mexicans, even yoga, you have a laughing yoga in India. So I did it actually in Egypt, and it was really funny. So it really worked. Actually, I got triggered, I think, by my dad, or I was angry, and then I started to smile and laugh. And then really I started to feel okay, and I really started to accept it more. I was like, okay, his reactions are the way they are. I cannot change him. Only I can change myself and inspire him by that. And I all the pressure after certain repetitions were gone. So it really has even an energetic and true impact. And it's an ancient thing already.
That's one way to put it. It's interesting actually, because smile is it has many ways of showing character. Like you can smile
Yeah,
and still be
true.
sad.
It doesn't mean
Because
suppressing.
like eyes don't lie. Yes, because eyes don't
Yeah,
lie.
window to the soul.
Yeah, and that was from a
That's where you
movie
said
actually.
earlier. You said this is where the whole thing started from a movie, right?
It's actually started from the movie The Secret. I watched it like 5 times. Uh, it's interesting actually how one movie or one book can change your life. And the other book that really changed me was Reclaim Your Heart
I know
by
it.
Yasmin Mogahed.
They sell it in Egypt on the
Yeah,
streets with some books. It's like a yellow book. I read it as well when I was in Egypt. It caught
Say
my
the name
eye.
again.
Reclaim Your Heart.
Reclaim Your Heart,
Uh,
and it's the author
yes,
is who?
Yasmin Mogahed or Yasmin Mogahed. I
Egyptian
don't remember.
lady.
It's just,
She,
yes, the book is translated into English and it's Arabic,
yeah.
so you can read the English version. I learned how to detach myself, like connect with myself as a whole person. So like uh, I I don't care what people say of me. I only care if I'm going like if I'm like okay, I'm optimism, patience, kindness, and other person sees why. That's what I'm only concerned at. Like what I'm doing wrong or what I'm delivering to him that says otherwise. Other than that, if they told me like I don't like what you're wearing, like I don't care because it doesn't improve the person that I've become. But if it deals with my motto, we can say it like OPK, which is optimism, patience, kindness. Then that's what I'm concerned at. Like I can make myself happy. If I lost all friends, then I can start from scratch and like have like other friends. So like I'm not attached to like if I lost a person or anything. That was this book actually taught me. And the secret told me how to get control of your life. So like a movie and a book definitely changed the whole perspective of life. Like if you know me like from 4 or 5 years ago, I couldn't interact with people. I was shy. Um, I used to like live in like a shell, didn't listen to people.
Me too, yeah.
So, so I'm the person because like of the books I read, the movies, the animation movies especially. Uh, like the animation movies is not actually for kids; it's for adults because
True.
it tells you
There
like
are hidden
stories about
messages
never
about
giving.
love, about like how you should pursue your passion. There is lots of movies like that. Animated.
Yes, exactly. Like there's a movie called Rock Dog.
I don't know it.
Uh, it's I think it's like from 3 years ago. I watched it like 5 times. Uh, I can watch it today actually. It's the dog like he loves music and he always passionate about music and he bought a guitar and he started learning. His father told him like you should play self defense because it's like something goes to the village and like there's the time of the year like when wolves come out. So he had a fight with his father and he went away. He saw like this one of his role model. He entered the house and they started making a song together. And when actually like the wolves came out, when he started like playing guitar and singing, there was like this power that he had like it destroyed all the wolves. And that actually, if you're passionate about something, if you have like one clear goal, if you love what you're doing, then there's this loving vibe or positive attitude that will will see how people will see you. So that's actually a movie that should be for adults. If they made it like a real version, not like animation characters, then that would be interesting. Actually, yes.
Mhm. So what do you do when you're not working at the bank and when you're not philosophizing about patience and kindness? And what do you do?
Like I think like all there's every day like there's a way to like practice positivity and optimism, patience and kindness. I like I think like it became actually a lifestyle. So like if I'm injured, I got injured like 2 months ago. I bumped into the glass playing paddle, was getting a point and didn't get it, and like my shoulder was injured. I didn't play for 2 weeks, but I still like went and supported my friends and like cheering them. So like I'm the type of like I will do anything to get this point. So like I see I want and I get.
But what do you do?
So
You
like
didn't still mention like because I know you do a lot. So like activities.
they're like I read books. There's this group called I Do Mind. We meet once every 2 weeks. We talk about like we choose a topic. For example, like the secret or fear or anything, and like we discuss it, we learn from it, and we end up having like a discussion. Um, like I always feel like sometimes I talk to strangers to cheer them up. Sometimes it's hard because I end up getting like insulted or like because, but it's okay. Like if people respond, actually, that would be amazing. So I play sports. I walk. I hate running though, although I play sports. Like I don't run. I can play like sports like for 5 hours, 6 hours, but I hate running. Don't know why. And I play with the bicycle.
Takes work.
Bicycle in Egypt is interesting actually. Like you'll get up
Yeah, it's a kind of
injured
suicide. I had a bike there, and it's you
and like
gotta be good to check if there is not any dog coming or a car or tuk tuk or whatever.
and I was walking with my bicycle, riding the bicycle, and like a guy just opens the door. Like he didn't give any warning or anything, just opens the door, and I fell. So that's uh, that's the bicycle in Egypt, yeah.
Did you ever
So
did
like
you ever climb to
uh,
the top of the pyramid, the big one?
no,
I
You know,
want to
this
do that
not yet.
sometimes. I saw the view; it's crazy.
it's against the law. Yes.
Okay, once you come to Egypt, then we'll plan this together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
no
I think
problem. Breaking the rules.
if you get caught, they take you to jail. Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Then you'll travel to Slovakia, and I'll go to jail, no problem. And I'll end up spreading optimism and patience in jail itself, so that won't
In
affect me.
police station.
that, that won't affect me, yes. Like, and they might kick me out of jail because I changed the whole perspective on jail. So like, everything in life, like how I respond to it, that won't stop me from going. And
Um,
like
yeah, I will tell it.
I
I
always
said
do
like,
something.
okay, I will tell it like just a few things that we need someone like you here in Slovakia right now, because now it's showing how there is this problem, COVID, right? And I know it's a very
Yeah.
very terrible, but in the same time you still can choose how you respond to it. And I can see the difference between people who are just sitting, and yeah, it has a lot of losses that it brings, but there are still so many people that I know who are able to manage well, and like do their stuff that they are able to do, go with the flow with it, spend lots of time in nature, using this time to prepare when it's all gonna be better, like mental wise. They study, they educate, they do courses, they do meetings, they travel around countries. So this is also a like how you can choose if I will live in fear and anger and still like be angry because it's happening, or I will choose, for example, optimism and kindness, and I will try to apply it on that, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So maybe I'll go there someday. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Sounds like you have an invitation.
And is it cold though or hot?
Well, the weather is really crazy because I think maybe it's due to climate changes. In Central Europe, it's like we had already maybe a week ago. I was walking and running in short sleeves in t-shirt, and the sun you can feel when it shines is very strong, like stronger than normally. But sometimes, like boom, 1 week and it totally changes, and now we have like a little bit of snow. Like it doesn't stay, it's melting because then it rains afterwards, but there is snow. So like 15 degrees changes, and it's totally normal. Like it's crazy.
That's what's happening. Same thing in Chicago.
In
It's the
Egypt,
same weather.
we have the full weathers for like we have winter, summer, autumn, and spring at the same time.
I know,
sometimes.
yeah. Crazy.
So what about let's talk about food for a moment. So just for our viewers, because the show is called Person Behind the Passion. So this is about you. What kind of food do you like to eat? Can you cook? You cook your own food, or are you going out all the time?
No, I don't cook. Like my brother, my father, and mother can cook, but I can't cook. I eat anything actually because like I play sports, so like I won't get fat, and I know how to like if I got fat, I know how to like lose weight. But because I'm diabetic, it actually helps because I don't get fat easily. So
You're
like
how old are you?
I can eat
You're
anything. But you do play like yoga and kai kong,
Qigong, yeah.
kai kong, ki kong. So like you don't get fat easily also.
Yeah, of course. Like the physical activity does a lot. Like you can eat different things that you would eat if you just sit in office 9 to 5, right?
Yes, exactly. Like from my mother, I love to eat like pasta because she does it different than any other restaurant. And like there's a dish called fata, which is
I know
rice
it.
with
It's
bread.
very fat, actually.
Yeah, it's it's good actually. Yeah. So like she does it perfectly. Like I don't eat fata in any other restaurant. Like if I go to a restaurant, I never eat fata because they do it differently.
Yeah.
And like pasta, I can eat pasta. She also makes shrimps and lemon juice. Like lemon juice, I never get it from anywhere else.
What about
Egyptian food yet you like typical Egyptian? Because for me, there is many things that it's my love affair. Certain kind of foods there that I was able to discover during living there.
Like every Friday, we have like food with butter.
Oh, full.
Yeah, falafel, and like the salad itself. Like we have like eggplant. We have eggplant fried and eggplant not fried. So like and like we have eggs with like a Spanish omelette, scrambled eggs. Like that's the tradition way of every Friday. And like usually I have breakfast like every day, like cornflakes, because it's easy, and like when you wake up, sometimes you don't feel like eating anything because your stomach won't work easily. Like you can't eat pasta first thing when you wake up. Yeah, maybe you can, but it's not like Like I did it once actually. Like I was alone. My brother was traveling, and my father was in work early. So like there was nothing in the house. There was only pasta. So I ate a pasta for breakfast. So
Like cold pizza.
that was
Deep
Cold,
dish pizza.
cold
You know,
pizza.
Dominic, when I was in Chicago, I ate deep dish pizza,
that one.
and it was crazy. I felt like I'm gonna die after. It was so big and full of cheese, and for me, I had half, and I was like, it's enough for me. And people came there, like a young lady, very slim, and she ate the whole deep dish pizza alone. I'm like, how can they handle that? You know?
This is how they do it in Chicago. Everything is big. It's all
Yeah.
big. What? So koshery,
And of course,
your mother
you
can
have
make
like
koshery.
Koshari.
she makes kosher, but she hates making kosher.
She hates to make it
So
because it's too complicated.
like kosher is better actually in places not in homemade.
Yeah.
I think it's just easy because you have like first the rice, then we have pasta, then like ats. I don't know it in English, but I think it's
Yeah, I know,
beans,
lentils.
Lentils, yeah.
lentils. Yes, lentils, and you can have like the hot sauce and the sauce itself, and then onions. All of this in one plate.
It's good.
So that's tradition in Egypt, and in Spain they have something similar to it, which is called paella. Uh, Similar to it, but ours is better.
Yes, I agree. Once you become addicted to koshery,
But like we don't
Very
usually have.
carbohydrate-ish.
what about traveling? Have you traveled outside of Egypt?
It is there, but once you play sport, then you can eat anything.
Yep. I know.
You can eat like
I know.
you can eat like a kilo of like dessert, like kilo of pie or
Depends
cheesecake,
on when. If it's
and
right
you won't
after
get fat.
training, it's different than when it's in the evening. You know, there are certain rules. Even when you do the sport or whatever, and you move, it depends how your metabolism works and how to boost it. There are certain ways. But yeah, I think also very important thing is to eat it without guilt. You know, like sometimes people eat and they overeat and then they feel guilty, and it doesn't have a good effect on your body because you produce cortisol, which is a hormone of stress. But if you feel good with it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have, even if it's once in a while you have something unhealthy, then you just eat it and feel fine and enjoy the food, you know, not too much drama about it. I think that's very important.
And of course, I drink a lot of water, like 5 bottles a day, 6 bottles sometimes. So like water is even if I'm not thirsty, like
Yeah.
I drink water.
So Dominic asked about traveling. Like, have you traveled around Egypt or outside of the Egypt?
I traveled a lot of places in Egypt, but there are places I want to go, like Marsa Alam,
That's very nice.
which we have like the purest. You went there?
And the nature, I saw a picture. I was there just in a resort, but I seen a pictures where it looks like a safari somewhere in Africa, like South Africa, like lots of greens and some animals, and it looks amazing. I think it's somewhere almost nearby Sudan, like down from Marsa Alam. I forgot what's the name, Jabal something. I forgot what, but it's really beautiful. Like people would never say it's in Egypt. It's very greenish.
We have actually a beach in Egypt that has the top five relaxing beach around the whole world.
Yes.
Like we have a certification by it.
Which one?
I went to Spain and the United States. I went to Florida.
How did you like
Florida,
it?
I stayed there for 14 days, but I liked it because of Disneyland and Universal Studios and Wet n Wild. The weather was weird actually. Like the sun was shining and it still rains.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how, but like there you can see the sun
Yeah.
and still rains.
Rainbow then.
Is there in Chicago also?
Yeah, almost, but not like
Yeah,
Florida, because Florida, there's a piece of the land that goes down, right? It goes down. So there's
yeah,
the ocean on one side, and then the Gulf is on the other. So it just goes right across. So that's why they have
yeah.
it'll be sunny all day, and then all of a sudden, in 1 minute, it's dark. It pours down rain, and then it's sunny again.
Yes.
It's crazy. Okay, I have one question. Then I don't know if Susanna, you have another question, but if everybody on the planet was watching this right now, every single person, that's what, 7.8 billion people on the planet, right?
Already.
So if every
Yeah.
person was now watching, that you had everybody's attention and they were listening to you, what message would you tell them?
I know what it's gonna be.
uh, find your motto in life and act on it. Like I was lucky that I found this motto when I was younger. Like I'm 28 years old now, but also like the founder of KFC was 70 years old or 75. So find your motto and act on it. How are you going to find your motto? Like you can ask a lot of people who you are. Like have like a piece of paper, write like, okay, they said I'm kind. They said I'm good. I'm have good listening skills, and act on it, and like have this motto like somewhere like what I did on Facebook, WhatsApp, the keychains, on mobile, on the laptop, everything, and always be kind to yourself, and accept your flaws,
Very important.
and always and smile from the inside, and never respond with negative words. Like don't be on the defense, be on the offense straight away. It's like instead of people telling you like you're lazy, never say like I'm not lazy, because that's what they want to
Yeah.
hear. Like they told you this because they want to get you pissed or annoyed, so then they can conquer you. But if you told them like, okay, I'm lazy, but I did manage to do this task on time and I did the target and achieved more than the target, then they be pissed and they don't know how to answer. And never blame like the
True.
nature or universe. Just blame yourself. And be optimism, of course. Be optimistic, yeah.
Oh, you're great, man. I really like you, Khaled. You're wonderful, man. Thank you for everything. Susanna, you have any
Thank you.
questions?
I had one, but we got lost in the flow, and now I forgot it. Hold on a second, because my battery. Oh, I need a new charge.
Okay.
All these technologies. Okay.
We have been
Yeah, I had
1
one.
hour, almost 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Wow.
So
Okay, then we can wrap it up.
I think we should wrap it up. But Khaled, please come back and join us again. I would really love to learn some more from you, and you could share it with our network. The members here are always hungry for more information. And yeah, so please come back anytime you guys want to go live and do a discussion. Please, do it.
Maybe choose a specific topic or anything that you.
So like if I want to go live next week, that was like a general topic because it was the first time. But other topic, like I can talk about like kindness only and patience only as
Optimism only.
like it will be more details. They're just like an yeah, optimism only. Yeah, so I can do that. So like if I want to do live, like do I say on the group itself or I message you or how this goes?
Well, it's better to do with two people.
Yes, I mean like if I want to do live, like I agree like to do it like next Friday. Like what do I do to get a live video?
Well, you can do it with Susanna if you want, if she has time.
Yeah.
Yeah. just connect with her and then just go live. I mean, it's always available. I mean, I don't think there's any limitation. So, but we're trying to figure out how to go live, and then, I mean, on the page, because the page then you can just shares out to everybody. You know.
Yes, yeah.
So I think, Dominic, you have it as a moderator, this option, moderator, as like owner of the page, so you can share it, because I tried everything and I couldn't share it on the page, only to a group, so I need to somehow sort it out.
I'll work on it today. But anyway, okay, thank you guys both so much. Susanna,
Thank you
for meeting him. This, I don't know where you find this guy, man. He's amazing. He's only 28. He's like a little Buddha over here.
Yeah.
He knows all
Thank you, Zari. 28 also.
It was funny, nice conversation. I relaxed. Thank you, guys.
Okay. We'll see you guys soon, okay? Have a fabulous weekend. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.